now on TV News.
We're expecting a couple of hot and muggy days for Delmarva, and then our attention turns to Hurricane Debby, now making landfall in the Big Bend of Florida, bringing heavy rain and wind. This will affect us later in the week with rain and wind in some fashion. I'll have the forecast details coming up.
And already, Debby is doing some damage. It has our attention, as Bob just said. Here's a look at what is already taking place in Florida.
Tiny homes hearing the next steps in Lewis as the city looks to address its affordable housing issue.
Fishing frenzy starts today, the big money on the line, and some weather-related changes for this year's White Marlin Open.
This is CoastTV News Today.
And welcome to our 6 o'clock hour. Good morning, I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Paige Marley. It's Monday, August 5th, 2024.
Yeah, what a start to the week already. We've got the White Marlin Open, and as we've been talking about already this morning, we are keeping our eye on Debby to see if it makes that turn and heads our way or doesn't.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, I'm hoping not. I'm going not.
Me too. Let's glass half full today, but of course we can just sit here and guess all day. Yeah, the man who knows is First Alert meteorologist Bob Chai. Although, Bob, you even said too, this is a tricky one to kind of follow.
Well, you know, I'm guessing too because the weather charts looks like jumbled spaghetti with the track of Debby. Nobody knows where it's really going, but the trend is in some fashion it's coming up the coast with rain and wind later in the week. But we'll have plenty of time to dissect that. But right now it's just clear and muggy out there with temperatures for the most part in the lower 70s with a light southwesterly breeze. We're looking at clear skies across Delmarva. We're in good shape today and tomorrow, and then all attention turns to Debby. Now pretty wrapped up as a pretty strong Category 1 hurricane, now making landfall in the Big Bend of Florida. Tremendous rain and wind. Good thing it ran out of time to strengthen because it tightened up really quickly overnight. Futurecast for us this morning, nothing tropical, just looking at temperatures in the 70s and then 80s. It turns hot today by noon in the low 90s. Cooler at the beaches, 70s from Fenwick Island to Dewey Beach, and then lower 90s inland, maybe a stray shower or storm as we go into this afternoon. Feels like temperatures away from the coast into the mid to upper 90s. So have plenty of water to stay hydrated and have the sunscreen to not get sunburned. Very high on the UV scale, 9 today. Burn time 10 minutes. And we're in that very high range the next couple of days, and then it drops into the medium range as we get into that tropical rain and the effects of Debby by the end of the week. So use extra caution in the sun both today and tomorrow.
Bob, and as Bob just talked about, Florida and Georgia already bracing for what is now a hurricane, Hurricane Debby.
Yeah, some areas there, they're really feeling the effects of this storm.
The continuous rainfall made driving difficult for those who risk attempting to make their way through standing water. Just look at that pickup truck there.
Oh, yeah, not a good idea to drive in that. According to the National Hurricane Center, this storm expected to continue to bring major flooding.
Now, we had our own brush with storm damage over the weekend. On your screen, you can see the extent of what thunderstorms did to Milford. Some trees were down in the neighborhood. Wind gusts were reported to be up to 50 miles per hour.
And in Salisbury, they're also recovering from storm damage. Hurricane Debby expected to continue to bring heavy rain and flooding there. We're going to show you some photos of that damage now. These show a large tree that fell on a home. And we're also going to show you some branches coming through a ceiling and the insulation there. Yikes. Over the weekend, Salisbury Fire Department posted on Facebook saying it was experiencing an elevated call volume. No word yet on any other injuries. Now, as of this morning, there are 318 boats registered for this year's tournament in Ocean City. Some better news now. Due to the chance of windy offshore conditions, the White Marlin Open, of course, that's what we're talking about. It's extended its fishing days to Saturday, August 10th. Right now, the total purse, it's $8.5 million. Officials say that the change in all of this is due to, of course, what they're calling the unsettled weather. It's the 51st White Marlin Open. It claims to be the world's largest and richest billfish tournament. Last year, not a single white marlin that was brought to the Harbor Island scales met qualifications, but that top prize of over $6 million, that went to John Oles of Laytonsville, Maryland. He brought in a blue marlin weighing over 640 pounds.
And is an impressive picture there. Now this week we'll see big boats, big fish like that. Not everyone, though, is excited about the White Marlin Open. People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, better known as PETA, sent a letter to Ocean City's mayor on Thursday asking the town to put their fish empathy quilt somewhere in Ocean City. They want to remind people that fish belong in the water, but one angler thinks other problems may arise if this message actually catches on.
It would hurt the fishermen and the businesses, you know what I mean? Because they wouldn't even have the time to go out because there's not a tournament anymore, you know what I mean? They go out to make money every year off that tournament, and now that's just taken out of their pockets. and you're taking out of the pockets of the stores because people don't want to come down because they can't fish.
And most of the fish that are brought to the scales this week will be donated to the Food Bank of Maryland.
All right, today we enter the final week of the 2024 Paris Olympics. There's a live look right now at Paris. Beautiful day there today on CoastTV. Don't forget you can tune in for events including beach volleyball, diving, and sport climbing.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Team USA page, they are crushing the Olympics this year. So let's recap where we currently stand with the medal count.
We are #1, and we're still #1 in the overall medal count, a total of 71 medals. That's impressive. We are a whole 26 medals ahead of the next highest team, China, and we tie China in gold medals. Two more teams who tie in gold medals are Great Britain and South Korea. Both of those countries have earned a total of 10 each so far. And then rounding out the bottom of the top 9 countries, we have Japan, Italy, and Canada.
Competition heating up as we enter round 3 to find out Delmarva's favorite summer games. The 4 games that made it into round 3 are track and field, gymnastics, swimming, and diving.
It's not a surprise to me. That Final Four makes sense. So we are going to take a look at some of these discussions here. So far, between swimming and diving, we have 74% of you voting. You are looking forward and enjoying swimming the best. Okay, I get that, though. You know, we've had some good accomplishments there. Diving is pretty impressive. But don't forget, you can continue to vote. Just go to coasttv.com/vote.
And the Olympic Zone continues tonight on Coast TV. This is a daily summary and showcase of up-to-the-minute Olympics content. Some really cool behind-the-scenes features. It sets the stage for the most important action every night of the games, and all this is happening exclusively on Coast TV at 7:30 during the games.
This morning, the community at Sand Hill Fields are recovering from theft over the weekend. The garage at the Sand Hill Fields was broken into last night. On Facebook, in a post from the community, they said thousands of dollars of equipment was stolen. The community is staying positive, however. In that same post, they said, despite the setback, we will stand tall and united with the wonderful people who support us. A year-long investigation into a string of shopliftings is now over. Laurel police say it was in May of 2023. Some photos showed Sterling Jones shoplifting from the Laurel Walgreens. Then, in the days after, they realized multiple Walgreens across Sussex County were robbed by Jones, totaling over $1,000. Police say Jones went back to his home state of New York, but Delaware State Police worked with New York City Police in getting Jones back to Delaware. Then just this weekend, he was extradited. He now faces charges in Sussex.
This morning, Delaware State Police will continue to determine the cause of a crash that took place Saturday night. The Indian River Volunteer Fire Company was called to the intersection of John J. Williams Highway and Indian Mission Road in Millsboro. And according to the fire company, a Cadillac and Ford crashed into each other. 2 people were taken to a nearby medical facility for treatment.
After months of discussion, Lewis set to hold a public hearing that would pave the way for accessory dwelling units. They're also known as ADUs, or tiny homes, in the city. This has been a topic in the works for quite some time. The city wants now your feedback. ADUs are basically a smaller place to live that can be built on an existing property or even built into or on top of one. In the current draft ordinance, the city says allowing ADUs would, quote, help alleviate the worker and working family housing shortage, end quote. You can share your thoughts on the draft ordinance tonight.
The Veep Stakes, that's what they're calling it, Paige.
Okay.
It continues. Vice President Kamala Harris coming closer to announcing who will join her ticket as vice president.
I have not heard Veep Stakes until you just said it, but as Susan McGinnis shows us, while the field has narrowed, it's still not certain whether the Veep has chosen a Veep.
Vice President Kamala Harris's big decision is now just a day away. The presidential hopeful meeting face-to-face in Washington with several top contenders. Who will be her running mate?
We are the underdogs in this race.
If Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro knows her choice, he wasn't letting on Saturday.
I'm taking my dog for a walk.
Speculation is growing Shapiro will be her choice, a popular governor in a key swing state delivering 19 electoral votes. Along with Shapiro, the narrowing field includes Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and Arizona Senator Mark Kelly. Trump's VP choice defending his running mate this weekend.
All I can do is go out there and prosecute the case against Kamala Harris and remind people that things were more prosperous and more peaceful when Donald Trump was president.
The latest poll shows Harris in a virtual dead heat with the former president. And in key swing states, Harris virtually eliminates Trump's earlier lead over President Biden. Trump sharpening his attacks on Harris.
You have a radical left freak. You have a candidate who is fake, fake, fake. On the other hand, you have a president who will fight, fight, fight.
After a rally in Philadelphia Tuesday, Harris and her new running mate plan a tour of 7 battleground states with stops including Detroit, Savannah, and Las Vegas. Susan McGinnis, NBC News, Washington.
We're just getting started in this hour of Coast TV News today. Still ahead, an improvement project could be coming to a popular campground.
Yeah, coming up, we'll tell you which parts of Cape Henlopen State Park could be getting an update.
Also ahead, a long-awaited paving project expected to begin today, while one local says the work is needed.
And Berkshire Hathaway slashes shares with media giant, the big drop in the value of its holdings with Apple. All that and more as Coast TV News Today continues.
There's a joy that comes with building your new home. The progress, the completion, and the move-in. At Berica, we specialize in building strong, energy-efficient homes. Custom built in our factory and finished on your lot. Start online today at bericahomes.com.
Their hands have always been there for you. A calming, reassuring presence. Protecting, nurturing, guiding you. They've helped you find your own strength. Now you find that your hands are the ones supporting and working to ensure they are safe. That can often be challenging or even strain your relationship. With help from Commonwealth Senior Living at the Eastern Shore, you and your loved one can return focus to your relationship as parent and child, improving the lives of seniors, their families, and each other. That's the Commonwealth difference.
Attention Delmarva homeowners. HomeSmart started with 50, then 30. Now we've reached the final days, looking for 20 homes to participate in our bath makeover event and receive test market pricing on a beautiful new walk-in shower. We want to showcase our Kohler Luxstone showers in real bathrooms, including Kohler's proprietary crushed stone walls that won't harbor bacteria or soap scum. You'll get promotional pricing just to determine if our exquisite product lines are the right fit for your bathroom project. Final days, 20 homeowners will save. Receive 50% off installation of a new Kohler Luxstone shower. Plus, call during this program for no payments until 2025. Senior and military discounts. Call HomeSmart now with zip code and location to qualify. Call 1-800-616-8289. That's 1-800-616-8289.
Discover the craftsmanship behind each Berica home. With each factory tour, you'll embark on a 60-minute journey of innovation and precision. Step into a world where your future home comes to life. Call our office to schedule your factory tour today.
6:12 on our muggy Monday morning. Bay Health Cam in Milford. Starting out in the 70s, you're quickly warming through the 80s this morning. It will be a hot day. 73 in Bethany Beach, Lewis 73. Seaford right now, you're at 72. And a light west-southwest breeze and mainly clear. So if you're traveling across Delmarva today, we're in good shape with high pressure. This will keep us in good shape the next couple of days. In the meantime, we're watching Hurricane Debby now making landfall right around Horseshoe Beach on the Big Bend of Florida. A lot of rain and wind, but it will weaken as it moves over land. Here's our golf forecast for today. Good, not excellent because it's so muggy out there, but pretty nice. 91, hot and humid, but feeling like mid to upper 90s and maybe a stray afternoon storm. And call the Coast TV First Alert weather phone, sponsored by Baird, Mandalis, Brockstead, and Federico.
Happening today, a road closure in Milford that drivers should plan ahead for. Fox Run Road between Patriots Way and Betts Pond Road will be closed through August 26, and during that time, crews will be working on the North Millsboro bypass. And then, starting tomorrow, Autumn Road and Branch Road will be closed. You can see that's the area that we're talking about right there on your screen. And this project will take about 2 weeks as crews will be installing sewer lines until Wednesday, August 21st.
Berkshire Hathaway has slashed its stake in tech giant Apple by nearly 50%. That's according to the company's quarter earnings report released Saturday. Berkshire Hathaway saying its holdings in Apple were valued at more than $84 billion at the end of the quarter, dropping from 790 million shares to 400 million shares. Mortgage rates, those dropped to the lowest level in just about a year. That dip came after a weaker than expected employment report. Now, according to Mortgage News Daily, the popular 30-year fixed mortgage dropped to 6.4%. It's still high, but it is the lowest rate since April 2023. This drop is dramatic, though, because it started the week at 6.8%. Still ahead this morning, we're talking road work in Rehoboth Beach, where the work is expected to take place.
Cambridge, you're waking up to mild and muggy conditions this morning, 70 degrees. We're headed into the 90s the next couple of days, hot and humid. Then our attention turns to Hurricane Debby, now making landfall in Florida. We'll be feeling the direct or indirect effects with heavy rain and wind by the end of the week. I'll track it coming up next. Stay tuned.
Download the Coast TV News app on your Apple or Android devices.
Hurricane season is here, which means power outages can strike anytime without warning. Don't get caught in the dark. Let the expert electricians at FH Fur install a Generac whole home standby generator, keeping your lights on, your family connected, and your home safe no matter what. Call FH Fur today and get $1,000 off. Plus, for a limited time, we'll include a whole home surge protector absolutely free. When Mother Nature strikes, it's too late. Stay powered, stay safe with FH Fur.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com.
No strangers here, just friends you've not met yet. With an outside patio and inside charm, Irish Eyes Pub and Restaurant Milton is a local's favorite on the banks of the Broadkill River. Irish Eyes Pub and Restaurant Lewis, gorgeous views, free parking, and the best happy hour at the beach, with room for everyone. And for a truly special event, go no further than the Lewis Room at Irish Eyes. The panoramic views, in-house chef, and professional team will make it easy to plan your next event. Find out more at irisheyespub.com.
Oh, porches. Hello, aren't you the guy I see on TV, the porch protection guy?
Yeah, I would
So they're
say-
made of marine grade materials that last for years?
Yeah, I would
And
go-
they say I could use my porch all year round?
I think
And
so.
they keep the dirt, pollen, and rain and wind out?
And
And the
so-
custom made right here locally?
They are.
I got to run, but it was really nice talking to you.
Well, it was nice talking to you too.
Call or visit porchprotection.com for your free quote.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Everyone knows kids are messy, especially in the summertime. Back to school. Your home isn't clean until it's Stanley Steamer clean.
Time is 6:17, and you are looking live now at Milford. This is an area just south of the downtown area. And Bob, you're tracking the 3 H's today: hazy, hot, and humid for our Monday.
That's it for our Monday and Tuesday, Matt. Then after that, our weather starts to deteriorate as we start to feel the effects of what was Hurricane Debby by that time, but it's a hurricane now. Here are the weather headlines. A week starting hot and humid. We're looking at actual temperatures in the low 90s, but feeling like mid to upper 90s. We have a stalled out front midweek with cooler temperatures and then rounds of rain and storms, and that rain intensifies, I think, Friday into Saturday as we feel the effects of Debby. Now, what will it take the form of the storm? Probably a remnant tropical low, we're guessing, with late week heavy rain, wind, and perhaps some flooding. More on that coming up, but it's a calm start to our Monday with 72 in Redden, 73 Bethany Beach and Rehoboth with a light breeze. That'll be the case for today. We're in good shape as far as travel across Delmarva, really much of the mid-Atlantic region, as we have high pressure in place. So 2 days where we'll see the hot and humid weather, and then we're tracking Debby now making landfall in the Big Bend area of Florida, right around Horseshoe Beach, and it's making landfall right there with bands of rain and maybe isolated tornadoes, tremendous rain, and it's making landfall as an 80-mile-per-hour hurricane, so a strong Category 1. Good thing it ran out of room as far as strengthening over the Gulf, because it was really tightening up with that Gulf temperature around 90 degrees, but now it's going to be moving over land and weakening into a tropical storm, and then kind of meandering off the southeast coast of South Carolina. They could see 20 to 30 inches of rain, and then it slowly does start to make its way up through South Carolina into Raleigh, or at least central North Carolina, by Saturday morning. So it's going to take a while for it to get up here, but once it does, it will spread the heavy rain. But not today. Here's Futurecast by 10:30 into the upper 80s, and then low to mid 90s this afternoon. A little cooler at the beaches with 70s and maybe a stray afternoon shower or a thunderstorm. Then Tuesday, much of the same, a muggy and mild start, and then 80s and 90s into the afternoon with more isolated storms. And then we move into Wednesday, and we'll see a stationary front stall over the top of us. I think that will increase the rain. The rain will pick up in intensity, especially as we head later into Wednesday and Thursday. You can see some of the heavier rain not connected to Debby, but here come the remnants of Debby as we head into Friday and Saturday with wind and heavy rain. Obviously, a big problem probably for the White Marlin Open with big waves out there and the heavy rain, and then the heavy rain over Delmarva as we go into Saturday. Then it looks like the remnants of Debby move off Saturday evening, and then we move into Sunday, and we do start to quiet things down and dry it out. But we could see upwards of about 3 inches of rain between now and Friday, and then we'll tack on several more inches, and we could be looking at a grand total of about 6 to 9 inches. So obviously that could be a flooding problem. Paul Davis, 7-day forecast, lower 90s today and tomorrow. Temperatures drop as the rain starts to pick up. Scattered storms Wednesday, heavier storms Thursday, and then I think we get into the heart of the remnants of Debby with rain and wind Friday and Saturday. We could be issuing first alerts for both those days or maybe one of those days. We'll have to fine tune it as it gets closer. In any case, it does start to dry out by Sunday and 83.
Thanks, Bob. In Rehoboth Beach, cones line Shuttle Road in preparation for paving work that's happening today. DelDOT says this will take place from the Route 1 intersection to Country Club Road. And one driver we spoke with who regularly drives this road says this work is much needed.
Presently, you know, it's there to get out onto one. You're going north or south is, you know, is brutal. You know, I mean, especially if you were in a hurry. Don't wait to the last minute wherever it is you're going.
And officials say this work is expected to be completed in early October.
Still coming up on Coast TV News today, DENREC could be improving parts of Cape Henlopen State Park. We're going to tell you what the project could entail after this break.
The UV Index Weather Report is sponsored by Ocean City Tourism. Somewhere to smile about.
Welcome to Beach Barrels. No matter where you're from, everyone is a local. Fun times and good vibes await with a wide variety of craft brews, plus our award-winning Primo Hoagies made fresh daily. Dance the night away at the best live music venue in Ocean City. And there's never a bad seat to catch your favorite sports team. Dine in or relax on our outside deck with comfortable seating and beautiful palm trees for a cozy, tropical atmosphere. Beach Barrels open 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. at 132nd and Coastal Highway.
At the Delmarva Design Center, appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring come together in one showroom. We have specialists in each division, like myself in tile, to ensure that you have the best product to fit your needs, and that your selection fits seamlessly with every element of your remodel.
I was able to look at everything that I was looking for my new kitchen, including the backsplash and the countertop and the sinks all in one place.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
Welcome to the Brush Factory. Explore our over 60 local merchants and artists all together under one roof. You just never know what you'll find at the Brush Factory on Kings. As always, we greatly appreciate your support.
We couldn't do it without you.
For every season, every weather moment, stay ahead with the CoastTV First Alert Weather Phone. Just call 443-880-9100. Your forecast just a call away. Sponsored by the law offices of Baird, Mandalas, Brockstead, and Federico.
Coverage on the road, in your community, along the coast. The IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep, live on the street, day or night. From breaking news to weather in your town. The IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep, coverage you can count.
A bill proposed by Delaware Congresswoman Lisa Blunt Rochester recently passed legislation. This is called the Clean Slate Act. It eliminates barriers for low-level and non-violent offenders when it comes to employment, education, and housing. This is now in effect.
In Millsboro, Cupola Park could get some improvements. Tonight, Town Council there will review a resolution for support of the DENREC grant application, and that application is specifically for the replacement of the Cupola Park Pavilion.
A popular campground could be expanded soon. DENREC reviewing some improvement projects for Cape Henlopen State Park. This includes redesigning the campground plan to plan for the future. The division talked about completely renovating the fishing pier and adding a new trail named Wolf Neck Trail. It would span 6 miles. Also finishing up the Biden Environmental Center renovation that began in 2018.
We are joined again by First Alert meteorologist Bob Trahey. It is Monday, so if you have the day off today or you're here visiting for the week, it looks like we're working on a nice day at the beach.
Yes, we are. Beautiful day at the beach, guys. I think today and tomorrow looking pretty good with very warm and muggy conditions. Here's the beach forecast. Assateague and Chincoteague looking at lower 80s in Chincoteague, maybe a little cooler in Assateague. Waves along the coast 2 to 4 feet, but for the fishing tournament offshore, more like 5 to 8 feet. So a bit of a swell out there, but good conditions. Fenwick Island and Ocean City, 80 in Ocean City, lower 80s for Fenwick Island. UV index is high as well. And Cambridge, the next 3 days, you're hot and humid today and tomorrow. Then the storms start to increase on Wednesday with the front. And then Chrisfield, similar conditions, a little cooler for you with 80s, increasing storms Wednesday. And Thursday, the rain picks up. Then we start to feel the effects of Debby by Friday into the weekend. Much more on that and its impacts coming up in the next half hour.
Thank you so much. Also coming up after the break, we're talking accessory dwelling units under review in Lewis, when you can give feedback on proposed housing changes in the city.
Also, the White Marlin Open is on. We'll tell you how many boats are currently registered for this year's event and the massive prize they are fighting for.
And Hurricane Debby difficulty, the damage in Florida, and where that storm is expected to head next. Coast TV News will be right back.
It starts with our oldest family tradition, artisan bread, topped with the finest hand-sliced meats and cheeses. Add in the freshest locally grown produce, but don't forget the In our house, it's not just a hoagie, it's a primo.
Welcome to Your Space Storage at Bayside, proudly serving the beach with a unique redesigned storage experience. Enjoy our fully enclosed loading area, 24/7 access, climate-controlled units, and a revolutionary self-serve kiosk where you can check in and load in anytime, day or night. Visit us at storeatbayside.com to get your first full month free and lock in your rate for 1 full year with our Your Price Guarantee. Your Space Storage, conveniently located just 2.5 miles from the Fenwick Harris Teeter.
Hit the gas like I'm Don Toretto. I've been down bad, but I never thought to settle. I've been putting in overtime, steady on the ground. Like the bezel on my wrist, boy, it's time for me to shine. Go get it, I'ma go and get it. Yeah, we high up to the ceiling, we don't know the limits. In the eyes of defeat, we came through the finish. You know the hustle in my jeans, like a true religion.
Find the hoka that's right for you and get that Vernon Powell fit. Vernon Powell in Salisbury and Rehoboth Beach.
18 years ago, we founded Community Bank Delaware with the goal of providing high-quality banking services to our local community. Here you meet with decision makers, people just like you who live in and love this community. We provide the newest banking technologies to our customers, supported by our local team of banking professionals. Our bank serves clients throughout Sussex County, and we continue to grow, all thanks to you. Community Bank Delaware, where community matters.
It starts with our oldest family tradition, artisan bread, topped with the finest hand-sliced meats and cheeses. Add in the freshest locally grown produce, but don't forget the In our house, it's not just a hoagie, it's a primo.
Now on Coast TV News.
We're expecting a couple of hot and muggy days for Delmarva. Then our attention turns to Florida, where now Hurricane Debby is making landfall as a strong Category 1 hurricane. This will affect our weather later in the week with heavier rain and wind. Forecast details coming up.
Potential options for living in Lewis, the next step in the effort of making housing more affordable in the city.
Scorching severity, the grim milestone recently passed from the massive fire in California.
Marlin Mania. This is last year's winning Blue Marlin. We have the millions of dollars on the line and actually some changes at this year's White Marlin Open.
This is Coast TV News Today.
August 5th, 2024. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensy. Good morning, Paige.
Good morning. Thank you all for joining us. I'm Paige Marley.
And we're approaching 6:28 on this Monday morning. Paige, busy weekend. Did you watch SummerSlam over the weekend?
I did. Well, I watched part of it.
You did?
Yes, because Jelly Roll was
Jelly Roll was there.
And I'm a big
with a
Jelly
chair.
Roll. Yes, I'm a big Jelly Roll fan, so I thought he did a really funny job.
Yeah, it did not disappoint.
Yeah.
Well, we'll just leave it at that.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we don't want to give too much away. Sorry, I don't know if that gives away anything.
Well, it was live Saturday. I actually watched it the replay of it yesterday. So
Gotcha.
I feel like if you're on Monday and you don't know what happened, that's on you because it's all over social media.
True. Yeah, I was going to say, sorry if I spoiled Jelly Roll being there, but I won't tell you how he did if you're going to go back and watch it. But maybe you're staying in today to watch it because you maybe recorded it. I don't know if that's a good idea, though. Bob, I think people should go outside today.
Well, if they do go outside, I think it's going to be quite warm and muggy as we're looking at a lot of sunshine and a couple of hot days on the way, guys. We're looking at milder temperatures to start, 73 in Georgetown and Milton, 73 in Lewis, Ocean Pines 72, and Delmar at 70 degrees. Light winds right now and clear skies. A little hazy out there. Otherwise, if you're traveling across Delmarva today, heading to the beach, whatever you're doing, I think we're in good shape weather-wise as high pressure will keep our weather quiet the next couple of days. Then we've got some tropical trouble lurking. It's Hurricane Debby now making landfall right at Horseshoe Beach in Florida. Strong Category 1 storm, 80-mile-per-hour winds and the pressure 979 millibars. This was a deepening storm with very warm water. Now it's run out of water and it's going to weaken over land as a tropical storm and then to kind of meander around the southeast for a few days, eventually affecting us later in the week. But today, hot and humid as temperatures quickly rise to the 80s, low 90s by noon and mid-90s by the afternoon. A little cooler at the beaches, and keep an eye to the sky for a stray storm, but very warm and muggy into the evening and feeling like mid to upper 90s today, 80s at the beaches. So being on the ferry today up to Cape May will be refreshing with 70s and then 80s as we go through the morning, up to 85 by noon, but feeling warmer with the humidity.
Thank you, Bob. Debby is now a hurricane, and it is taking aim at Florida.
Yeah, some areas there, of course, feeling the effects of that storm.
The continuous rainfall made driving difficult. Just look at some of these images that we have here, this pickup truck driving in that standing water.
Yeah, yikes, that snuck up on him. According to the National Hurricane Center, the storm is expected to continue to bring major flooding. And now this weekend welcomes storms across Delmarva, and that also had some storm damage. We're going to show you now on your screen. That's the extent of the weekend's thunderstorms in Milford. Trees were down in one neighborhood. Wind gusts were reported to be up to 50 miles per hour.
White Marlin Open starts today, and there are 318 boats registered for this year's tournament. Now, due to the chance of some windy offshore conditions, the White Marlin Open is extending its fishing days to Saturday, August 10th. We're talking about a purse here of $8.5 million, and as for those changes, officials say it is due to what they're calling unsettled weather. It's the 51st White Marlin Open, which claims to be the world's largest and richest billfish tournament. Last year, there was not a single white marlin that was brought to the Harbor Island scales that met the qualifications. Top prize of $6 million last year went to John Oles of Laytonsville, Maryland. He hauled in that. That is a blue marlin weighing over 640 pounds.
After months of discussion, Lewis is set to hold a public hearing that would pave the way for accessory dwelling units, also known as ADUs or tiny homes in the city. This has been a topic in the works for quite a while now. The city wants, of course, your feedback. ADUs are basically a smaller place to live. They can be built on an existing property or even built onto or into one. In the current draft ordinance, the city says allowing ADUs would help alleviate worker and working family housing shortage. The public, so you, of course, you can share your thoughts on the draft ordinance tonight.
Let's go live to Paris. There's the Eiffel Tower. Today we enter the final week of the 2024 Paris Olympics. And today on CoastTV, you can tune in for events like beach volleyball, diving, and sport climbing. Team USA crushing the Olympics this year. So we're going to recap where we currently stand with the medal count.
Team USA still #1 in the overall medal count by a lot. We have a total of 71 medals, and we are a whole 26 medals ahead of the next highest team. That's China. We tie China, however, in gold medals. Now, two more teams who tie in gold medals are Great Britain and South Korea. Both of them have earned a total of 10 each so far. Then, rounding out the bottom of our top 9 countries, we have Japan, Italy, and Canada.
This morning, the area around Sand Hill Fields near Georgetown recovering from theft over the weekend. The garage there was broken into last night, and according to a Facebook post, thousands of dollars of equipment was stolen.
A year-long investigation into a string of shopliftings, that's now over. Laurel police say it was May of 2023. Photos showed Sterling Jones shoplifting from the Laurel Walgreens. But then days after, they realized multiple Walgreens across Sussex County were robbed by Jones, totaling over $1,000. Police say Jones went back to his home state of New York, but Delaware State Police worked with New York City Police in getting Jones back to Delaware. Then just this weekend, he was extradited. He now faces charges in Sussex.
Here's a little perspective on the severity of those large wildfires in the U.S. right now. Their total burn mark spans more than 2 million acres.
That is double the size of Rhode Island. The biggest wildfire in the country is California's Park Fire. Amy Kiley shows us how it just passed another grim milestone.
It's hard to be at your house and know that everybody else has lost theirs.
Large wildfires are now burning in about a dozen states. The National Interagency Fire Center reports they've scorched more than 2 million acres.
We're going to take this thing on.
The largest ongoing blaze is California's Park Fire.
And put these folks back home where they belong, and hopefully the closest thing to their normalcy that we can provide.
CAL FIRE says its burn mark surpassed 400,000 acres over the weekend. It's the fourth largest blaze in state history, and it's destroyed hundreds of structures, including homes near this woman's.
If you need anything, you guys know where I live.
About 50 miles north of Denver is the Alexander Mountain Fire. Some students and teachers near it are going back to school when they can't even go back home. The Quarry Fire also is near Denver. Officials say firefighters are containing more and more of it after its rapid start.
I know that their feet are torn up and bruised. They are heroes, and they are saving our community.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
A sentencing date has been set for Hunter Biden in connection to his criminal gun case. According to a federal judge, Hunter Biden will be sentenced in his criminal gun case on November 13th. Biden was convicted in June of 3 criminal counts related to his purchase and possession of a revolver while being an illegal drug user. He faces a maximum possible sentence of 25 years in prison. Biden faces another criminal trial in Los Angeles as well. That's on federal court next month, where he's being charged with 9 counts stemming from his alleged failure to pay at least $1.4 million in taxes over several years.
Still more news to get to in this final half hour. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up, Big Oyster's asking for your help, why the restaurant's battling with nearby neighbors.
Also, Bird Bash in Cleveland. The Orioles end the weekend on a high note thanks to a couple of long balls.
And shelter seeking more space to plea for adoptions as animals overtake one Wicomico County shelter. Stick with us on Coast TV News Today.
Accurate termite and pest control. Our professional pest management program includes year-round protection, 4 seasonal visits or more, and pest-free peace of mind. Locally owned and operated, Accurate Termite and Pest Control, on target since 1995.
Hi, I'm Chris Adams, owner of Mattress Peddlers, your local family-owned Serta mattress retailer. Did you know there are multiple types of adjustable bases to choose from? And they're not just for hospitals and grandparents, but for hard-working folks too. If you suffer from any of these, or if you use pillows to keep yourself comfortable at night, it's time to consider an adjustable base. Get informed, try them out, and adjust to sleep better tonight.
Mattress Peddlers.
For more information, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
Are you looking to transform your mobile home? Choosing a company that doesn't know the difference between a manufactured and a stick-built home can lead to major repairs in the future. At Delaware Mobile Home Repair, we work exclusively with manufactured homes. So whether you need your bathroom remodeled, new roofing, siding, or any other restoration or renovation on your mobile home, the team at Delaware Mobile Home Repair will get the job done right. Visit our website today and start your free estimate with Delaware Mobile Home Repair.
When you're close to the land and the sea, you can taste the goodness. The historic Lewis Farmers Market brings farms closer to tables. Meet the growers, talk to the people that milk the cows, and pick the perfect peaches. Organically grown fruits and vegetables, sustainable meats and eggs, A2 dairy products, artisan breads, and fresh local seafood.
The historic Lewis Farmers Market is in the park every Saturday from 8 to noon and at Crooked Hammock Brewery every Wednesday from 8 to 11:30 a.m.
Accurate Termite and Pest Control. A new season is coming and so are the pests. They want in. Trust Accurate to keep them out year-round. Locally owned and operated, Accurate Termite and Pest Control, on target since 1995.
Just about 6:39 on our Monday morning. Beautiful shot at our Tendall's Casual Furniture Cam and Laurel. Seeing some haze, maybe a little bit of fog out there as well, so be careful early on. That'll burn off quickly. It's muggy with temperatures for the most part right now in the low to mid 70s. We have a light breeze, so it is hazy out there. Just a few clouds. Otherwise, we're looking at a good-looking day with high pressure over the top of us, and that continues into Tuesday. And here is Hurricane Debby now beginning to make landfall. The Big Bend of Florida packing winds of 80 miles per hour, and by the end of the week that will be affecting us with rain and wind. But not today. Good looking day on the golf course. Not perfect, but good. 91 to feeling like mid 90s, and watch for a stray storm. And call the Coast TV First Alert weather phone. I just updated it. It's sponsored by Baird, Mandalis, Brockstead, and Federico.
These days, the Wycomico County Humane Society in Salisbury. This summer, the shelter is finding itself over capacity for dogs and at max capacity for cats. Vet tech Julie Wallace says this high capacity has been really difficult on the shelter's staff, and they're asking those looking to adopt a pet to be understanding.
Go into it with a positive attitude and a little patience, because we're all trying our hardest and our wheels are going, we're running on the wheel as fast as we can.
The Humane Society says they plan to build a new shelter to help with the capacity issues. They hope to break ground in 2 years, depending on their funding efforts. Now check this out. We've of course all heard of firefighters saving cats in trees, but in Rehoboth Beach there was a dog 10 feet up in a tree on the banks of the canal. We do have some good news though. Firefighters say they were able to rescue the dog, but this is where you come in. Does that adorable face look familiar to you? This dog was found no collar. If you own the dog, the Rehoboth Beach Fire Department says that it was being taken to the Brandywine Valley SPCA in Georgetown. Make sure you check that out. All right, in Ocean City, mark your calendars for Ocean City Police's National Night Out. That's happening tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, it begins from 5:30 until 7:30. It's at Northside Park's West Lagoon Field. Expect some exciting demonstrations, a chance to explore emergency vehicles, even Chief Ross Pizzurro in a dunk tank. That's going to be to raise funds for the Police Morale Committee.
On Saturday, the Orioles got off the mat in their 4-game series at Cleveland with a win over the team with the best record in baseball. It was much needed in the effort to keep the top spot of the American League East. On Sunday, Orioles looking to leave Northeast Ohio with a split. We go to the first inning right off the bat here. Big 2-out hit by Ryan O'Hearn. He takes it the other way down the left field line. Gunnar Henderson scores all the way from first. The Orioles opened with a lead, and they had a 1-run lead in the fourth. And then look at this. Here's rookie Jackson Holliday. He does that. Solo jack. The Orioles go up 4-2, and then 2 batters later, it is Henderson getting in on this home run party. That is his 29th of the season. The Orioles do indeed get the split. That's a statement series on the road, and the Birds do indeed hold their own. Kyle Schwarber led off the game with a home run. Zach Wheeler pitched 8 shutout innings. The Phillies, I should say, snap a 6-game losing streak. Nats jumped out to a 4-0 lead, and they held on for the win against the National League Central leading Brewers. Bad night at Purdue for the Shorebirds. Myrtle Beach scores 13 runs on 7 hits. The Birds are off today, and they begin a road swing in Salem on Tuesday. About last night in Roxana, Beardstown, Illinois defended their senior Little League World Series title, shutting out Irmo, South Carolina, 11-0. Beardstown jumped out to a 3-0 lead in the first and never looked back.
Today in your entertainment news, music on the big screen and heroes in a half shell. Here's David Daniel with the Hollywood Minute.
Usher lights up the City of Lights. Here's your first look at Usher Rendezvous in Paris, filmed at the city's La Scène Musicale. The live concert show pairs new costumes, lighting, and special effects with hits from the performer's 30-year career. Usher Rendezvous in Paris screens in theaters September 12th through the 15th.
Let's do this.
Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles brings back the voice cast of last year's Mutant Mayhem movie. But the series splits up the sibling superheroes, so they have to rely on their individual skills.
It's always a little daunting to follow up like a movie that, was as successful and beloved as Mutant Mayhem was. And again, Turtles is a 40-year-old franchise that people just love. So, the challenge is, 1, adding something new, and 2, not messing it up.
Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles debuts Friday on Paramount+. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Seeing a beautiful sunrise over Delaware Bay on the tunnel and Razor Cam. Just a little bit of wind indicated by the weather station. In the meantime, hot and humid the next couple of days. Then our attention turns to Hurricane Debby, now making landfall in Florida. We'll be feeling the direct and indirect effects with heavy rain and wind by the end of the week. I'll track it all coming up in your full forecast in 2 minutes.
Delmarva's Classic Rock, Big 107.7.
Ocular migraine is a type of migraine that affects your vision. It may not include a headache, but always has an area of vision loss, seen as a bright spot, a hole, a crescent of flashing light, or zigzags. Just rest until it passes. Don't drive, even if you're trying to get home to rest. It's best to pull over. See your eye doctor for any changes in your vision. But for sudden vision loss with other symptoms, you should be seen right away.
For more about Chesapeake Eye, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
Welcome to Kelly's Outdoors in Millsboro, your local superstore built for the outdoorsman. We carry a well-stocked selection of freshwater and saltwater bait, tackle, and gear for your next fishing trip, plus a wide selection of ammo, apparel, archery gear, and accessories for the seasoned hunter. With the most recognized brands in the industry, we'll tailor any bow to fit your needs. And with tons of new products arriving daily, you'll be sure to find what you need for your next outdoor adventure. Visit Kelly's Outdoors in Millsboro, Delaware today.
Signs of poor eyesight aren't always clear to us. At Wink Vision Center, we provide the best possible standard of care to discover the signs and improve your vision. Our eye exams are fast, easy, and comfortable to ensure you and your family can see clearly as soon as possible. Shop the finest selection of designer frames from Tiffany to Vera Wang, Maui Jim, and Urkers. Need an appointment? We can get you in as soon as the next day. The choice is clear. Wink Vision, Ocean City and Cambridge.
877-CALL-FUR, FHFur.com.
Got a plumbing problem that can't wait? Then why would you? At FH Fur, we know how frustrating it is to be stuck waiting for help, which is why we offer same-day service guaranteed. Whether it's a leaky faucet, a clogged drain, a broken pipe, you name it, the expert plumbers at FH Fur are standing by and ready to get you out of hot water, or maybe into some hot water if that's your issue. Same-day service guaranteed, regardless of your plumbing predicament.
877-CALL-FUR, FHFur.com.
It's now 6:46. It's time to take a live look at Lewis. I bet the sun is up. Boom, there it is, Bob. Looking good, but it's bringing some heat with it.
Bringing the heat, absolutely, big time. That'll be the case the next couple of days. Paige, beautiful shot on the camera there. Our weather headlines, well, they're changing. We're looking at a hot start to the week. Today and tomorrow will be hot. Temperatures in the low to mid-90s, but feeling like mid to upper 90s. Then we see a stalled out front midweek. That will bring cooler temperatures and rounds of rain and thunderstorms too. Then I think the main event are the remnants of Debby. Just exactly what Debby will be. Maybe a tropical depression or maybe a tropical storm as it gets close to us end of the week. So that's heavy rain, wind, and flooding possible Friday into the weekend. Definitely impacting the fishing tournament, also your weekend travels too. So keep that in mind. Have the CoastTV weather app handy, and we'll certainly keep you apprised of the situation. Right now, we're in the low to mid 70s temperature-wise, pretty mild and muggy with light winds, and we're looking at clear skies all across Delmarva. A little hazy out there. Could see some pockets of fog. Otherwise, it's weak high pressure building in from the west, and that will provide nice weather today and then again tomorrow. And now we go all the way down the coast, and here's Florida, and here is Hurricane Debby. Made landfall just a little while ago as a Category 1 hurricane right around Horseshoe Beach, packing winds of 80 miles per hour, and the pressure dropped really quick to 979 millibars. The water temperature in the eastern Gulf close to 90 degrees, so this thing exploded. And good thing it ran out of real estate, or at least water to strengthen over, because now it's moving over land, and it'll weaken to a tropical storm, move over Florida and Georgia, and then kind of stall off the South Carolina coast as a tropical storm or maybe a hurricane, and it could dump 20 to 30 inches of rain across coastal South Carolina. That could be just devastating for them. And then it starts to track to the north as a remnant low. So around 2 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, it's around North Carolina. But for today, we're in the 80s and then probably low to mid 90s this afternoon. A little cooler at the beaches with a stray storm possible. Tuesday is much of the same, starting out in the 70s and then warming into the 90s. Maybe a slightly better coverage of showers and storms. And then we move into Wednesday and we'll see a stalled out front, and we'll start to get into some heavy rain, I believe, at at that time, scattered showers and storms, and I think that activity will start to pick up as we go Wednesday night into Thursday, not in association with Debby, but that will dump some heavy rain over us on Thursday, and then we start to see Debby moving up from the south with its rain and wind later Friday into Saturday. So it's probably not the time to travel, as we'll see the heavier rain across Delmarva, maybe some flooding and gusty winds as the center of that system could track right over the top of us, and then it starts to move out as we go into Saturday evening and we clear out on Sunday. Now, between Wednesday and Friday, we could pick up close to about 3 inches of rain, and then we'll tack on another few more inches. So grand total, maybe 6 to about 9 inches of rain. That could cause flooding problems, and we'll have some wind as well. Paul, they have a 7-day forecast. We're okay the next couple of days, and then temperatures drop into the low 80s Wednesday and Thursday as that rain intensifies and we start to get into the moisture from Debby with the heavier rain. We might have to issue some first alert days by the end of the week into the weekend. We'll watch that, and then it does dry out by Sunday, partly cloudy and 83.
Thank you, Bob. Ocean City police say a scammer is impersonating their chief. Police say the scammers tell locals that they owe money regarding inheritance fees and that they'll be arrested if they don't pay up. OCPD says this is a scare tactic and to not send money to anyone posing as law enforcement.
Big Oyster Brewery says it's facing some opposition to its live music, its outdoor speakers, and children's play area. According to a letter from the brewery, a group of people who live nearby gathered signatures for a petition. This petition was submitted to the Delaware Alcoholic Beverage Control Commissioner. The company is now asking for customers in the area to sign their support letter. Their live music, that is canceled for the time being. Big Oyster says a hearing is to come in the next few weeks.
In Rehoboth Beach, election is coming up at the end of this week. It is actually Saturday, August 10th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and voting will be held at the Convention Center. And for voters who can't go there in person, absentee ballots must be filed by noon on Friday, August 9th.
Some changes are coming to the Laurel School District starting this year. There's going to be an intermediate school for grades 5 and 6. The school will be housed within the elementary school, but it'll feature their own principal and office. The school district says the goal of this change is to improve school culture and provide more individual attention. All right, time is now 6:51 this morning. We're going to check back in with our coastal pet of the day.
Today's coastal pet of the day is an adorable dog that we've seen before on your screen. That is 18-month-old Tilly. Tilly loves walks. It can get a little wild at sometimes. That's all good. Tilly is filled with so much love and brings so much joy to his family every day. Tilly was submitted to us by Paula in Rehoboth Beach.
And of course, we want to see all your pets on Delmarva. Send us photos. Tell us what makes your pet so special.
Take a look at your screen, the QR code there. You can scan that, submit your furry friend to CoastTV News, and then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
We're seeing a nice start to the day in Ocean View on our gutter helmet cam. Partly cloudy skies, mild and muggy. It's going to be hot and humid the next couple of days. Then increasing rain and the impacts of Hurricane Debby affecting us late week into next weekend with heavy rain and wind. I'll have that and your 10-day forecast coming up after the break.
What could you do with your new Amish tradesman pole building?
A garage, workshop, pool house, office, in-law suite, or just a big old toy box. The Amish Tradesman provides free custom 3D design to reflect your vision, built with Amish quality. For nearly 20 years, our Amish crew continues to operate in southern Delaware, where we live, work, and worship. Call us today to set up your free design consultation at 302-349-5550 or get inspired online at theamishtradesman.com.
Rules don't apply when it comes to designing your home or business's interior. At Mood Design Studio, we break away from typical design norms to craft one-of-a-kind spaces that belong on the pages of a magazine. Choose from a bold selection of exclusive wallpaper designs and fabrics, plus a curated selection of furniture, making any room a showstopper. Need guidance? We'll assist you in planning your space's scope and budget for a streamlined, stress-free experience. For a complimentary consultation, visit Mood Design Studio in Lewis today.
Unwind, work off stress, and be comfortably true to who you are with Jab and Flow. We're dedicated to creating a balance of physical and mental wellness for your best life. You don't have to get in the ring, be a hardcore yogi, or train like a pro athlete to become part of our community. We teach boxing fundamentals with a fun variety of yoga, Pilates, and fitness classes for drop-ins and members of all levels. On Route 1 between Rehoboth and Dewey with plenty of free parking.
Mildred, you ready for our weekly twister match? Linda, I've slipped and I can't get up. Mercy, Mildred.
Swirl me in bubbles and call me a jacuzzi. I told you should have called Peninsula Bath.
At Peninsula Bath, your safety is our #1 priority because we believe in baths without bruises and showers without surprises.
I'm no longer scared to use my shower. Thank you, Peninsula Bath.
Peninsula Bath, ready when you are.
Did you know when selling your house full of stuff or in serious neglect, buyers may request repairs and banks may not finance the deal? So you could hire cleaners and contractors, rent dumpsters, hold auctions, yard sales, or you could call a professional home buyer. If you need an as-is, fast cash offer so you can walk away without making any repairs or even cleaning up, Delmarva Dave is here to help. For more information about Delmarva Dave, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
Time is now 6:54. It's time for some things you need to know before you go. Florida and Georgia bracing for what's now Hurricane Debby. Some areas there are already feeling the effects of that storm. Continuous rainfall, it's making driving difficult, as you can see, for those attempting to make their way through the standing water. According to the National Hurricane Center, this storm is expected to continue to bring major flooding.
This morning, the area around Sand Hill Fields near Georgetown recovering from theft over the weekend. The garage there was broken into last night, and according to a Facebook post, thousands of dollars of equipment was stolen.
As of this morning, there are 318 boats registered for this year's White Marlin Open. Due to the chance of windy offshore conditions, however, the White Marlin Open has extended its fishing days to Saturday, August 10th. Right now, the total purse, $8.5 million. This is the 51st year of the event.
Mortgage rates dropped to the lowest level in over a year. That dip came after a weaker than expected employment report. According to Mortgage News Daily, the popular 30-year fixed mortgage dropped to 6.4%. That's the lowest rate since April of 2023. The drop is dramatic because it started the week at 6.8%.
Don't be shellfish today. Instead, focus on shellfish and buy a friend or your co-anchor some oysters.
Oh.
It's National Oyster Day.
Do it, Paige. I love oysters. You can go out to a restaurant, you can make them yourself.
I don't trust myself to do that. Yeah. Some fun facts, though. There are more than 100 species of oysters. More oysters are produced in the Chesapeake Bay than any other body of water in the world.
And yeah, globally, nearly 2 billion pounds of oysters are eaten annually, and 1 out of 10,000 oysters produce a pearl, but hey, you might get lucky this year.
I'm feeling lucky. Sounds good. All right, 6:56, time for a quick look at your forecast before you head out the door.
Yeah, I got one final check with First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey.
Yeah, hey guys, not a big oyster fan, you know, raw seafood I get a little skittish about. I like to have it cooked up, but yeah, definitely good looking forecast on the way. Hot and humid conditions for today, starting out in the 70s, warming to the 80s, and then I think we're landing in the lower 90s later on, and with the humidity feeling like mid to upper 90s away from the coast, mid to upper 80s at the beaches, so have the sunscreen and stay hydrated. Another hot day on your Tuesday, 90 degrees. Your Paul Davis 10-day forecast. Temperatures start to cool by Wednesday as the showers and storms kick in. Heavier rain by Thursday. Then I think we start feeling the effects of Debby with heavier rain and wind Friday into Saturday. I think we'll be issuing some first alert days in some capacity here the next couple of days. So stay tuned and make sure you have your CoastTV weather app. Heavy rain into Saturday. It dries out Sunday 83 and then smoother sailing into next week with cooler temperatures.
Sounds good, Bob. Thank you so much. And thank you all so much for joining us on CoastTV News Today.
And the Today Show is coming up next at 7 a.m.
And don't forget, we are the home for the Olympics. You can tune in today.
And for even more news, coverage you can count on, download our CoastTV News and weather apps. Have a great Monday morning, everybody.